NATO declared it would never recognize the regions occupied by Russia from Ukraine. The Finnish government aims to integrate development cooperation with the country's economic interests and exports, ending the era of humanitarian aid. Finland is starting icebreaker cooperation with the United States and Canada to counter Chinese activities in the Arctic region. On Wednesday, several flights at Helsinki-Vantaa Airport had to change routes. At the summit in Washington, NATO declared it would never recognize the regions occupied by Russia from Ukraine. The statement also emphasized a tougher stance on China. NATO confirmed that Russia remains the number one threat, responsible for the invasion and atrocities in Ukraine. The organization is also enhancing its preparedness to counter hybrid threats from Russia and its allies. China was criticized for supporting Russia in the war through trade and strategic partnerships. NATO warned that China's actions threaten the international order. Support for Ukraine will continue with additional arms supplies and assistance in joining NATO, although no specific timeline was given. NATO committed to increasing defense spending to at least 2% of each member country's GDP to address the current security tensions. The Finnish government aims to integrate development cooperation with the country's economic interests and exports, ending the era of humanitarian aid. In its latest announcement, the government emphasized that development cooperation will shift towards lending and investment, aiming for profitability. The government also encourages stronger private sector involvement. The government seeks to boost Finnish business exports through development cooperation, focusing on strategic interests. Development cooperation will no longer rely on non-repayable aid but will move towards profitable, repayable investments. This new policy also requires halting development cooperation with countries that do not accept their citizens denied asylum in Finland. The policy aims to enhance economic security for the EU and promote the effectiveness of WTO and EU trade agreements. Finland is starting icebreaker cooperation with the United States and Canada to counter Chinese activities in the Arctic region. The joint declaration was made by Finnish President Alexander Stubb, US President Joe Biden, and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau in Washington. The goal of this cooperation is to develop top-notch icebreakers, increasing demand for them to benefit all parties. According to President Stubb, this would not have been possible without Finland's NATO membership, which brings significant political and strategic implications. Finland expects the Ice Pact cooperation to boost its domestic maritime industry, particularly shipyards with Arctic expertise. This cooperation could open markets for Finnish system and component suppliers in the US and Canada. The US needs more icebreakers, as it currently has only 2 operational ones. Finland has the necessary expertise, and NATO plays an essential role in this cooperation. On Wednesday, several flights at Helsinki-Vantaa Airport had to change routes. According to Fintraffic, the reason was thunderstorms, not Russian aircraft. Leena Hutamaa, Fintraffic's head of communications, stated, "Wednesday was a normal day for air traffic control. In the afternoon, flights were directed to avoid thunderstorms." According to Helsingin Sanomat and Iltalehti, a Finnair flight from Hamburg to Helsinki had to reroute on Wednesday afternoon while preparing to land at Helsinki-Vantaa Airport. A passenger mentioned there was an announcement on the plane attributing the change to a Russian aircraft. Päivi Tallqvist, Finnair's director of communications, confirmed that the flight from Hamburg to Helsinki had to adjust its route slightly but did not comment on the specific reason for the change. Strawberry prices in Finland have soared this summer due to a poorer harvest than usual. A 5 kg box now costs between 40 to 60 euros, compared to 30 to 40 euros last year. In Tampere, the price for a box has risen to 55 euros. Comparing strawberry prices across various regions like Lapland, Northern Savo, Central Finland, Southern Savo, Kymenlaakso, South Karelia, North Karelia, Satakunta, Pirkanmaa, and Northern Ostrobothnia, the results show that strawberries are most expensive in Pori and cheapest in Joensuu. Due to unusually warm weather in May, strawberries ripened earlier, leading to many stalls selling out. The 5 kg box is no longer common in Lappeenranta and Luumäki, replaced by 4 kg boxes. However, many consumers dislike smaller boxes because the price per kilogram is effectively higher. According to the Finnish Fruit and Berry Growers Association, this year's harvest will be smaller than previous years, though strawberries will still be available in smaller boxes until September. Good news for the harvest. Blueberry and lingonberry yields are excellent this year. June rains have favored the blueberry season, and the hot weather has not significantly affected lingonberries. According to the Natural Resources Institute, blueberry harvesting has begun in southern Finland, with perfect weather conditions leading to a good crop. Other regions also have exceptionally high blueberry yields due to favorable weather. Despite higher than normal summer temperatures, lingonberries have not been significantly affected. Kanta-Häme, Savo, North Karelia, Kainuu, and Koillismaa are expected to have an excellent lingonberry season. Expert Rainer Peltola from the Natural Resources Institute recommends berry pickers carry a fully charged phone and the 112 app for safety in the forest. This spring, the Helsinki area was affected by a mysterious foul odor, causing discomfort among residents. Rano Hakala, director of Eco Laser Oy, suggested the odor originated from the sewage system, where hydrogen sulfide gas accumulated due to the explosive growth of anaerobic bacteria in oxygen-free conditions. He explained that when temperatures rose in the spring, many people left their homes for holidays, causing the sewage flow to stop and creating favorable conditions for bacteria to thrive and produce hydrogen sulfide gas. However, Petteri Jokinen from HSY disputed this theory, stating that spring conditions were not conducive to hydrogen sulfide formation in their sewage system. Despite various theories, the exact cause of the foul odor remains undetermined. A rare opportunity awaits a new owner in Lapajärvi as the old Kibu Resort is up for sale. The resort closed in the spring and is now being auctioned online by Yleisautovirasto. The auction has attracted interest both domestically and internationally. The highest bid in mid-July was €156,000. Kibu has 79 hotel rooms, and Yleisautovirasto showcased the resort to potential buyers in early July, attracting over 10 interested parties. Matti Kangasluoma from Lapua, working for a foreign client, commented that the location has great potential and wondered why it wasn't successful. He believes Lapajärvi's UNESCO Geopark status could attract more international visitors. Enforcement Officer Mikko Eliaho expects the auction price to rise before closing on August 9 and believes the resort will eventually find a new owner. The Heppokulta area in Turku has seen dozens of apartments listed for sale due to high maintenance fees reaching up to €700, exceeding residents' ability to pay. This situation has forced many to sell their homes. In recent months, about 30 apartments were listed on Oikoti, and currently, around 20 are still awaiting transactions. However, the real estate market is gradually recovering with buyers and sellers meeting. The area underwent a major renovation project worth nearly €80 million, including pipe repairs, facades, and courtyards of the buildings. These works have significantly increased maintenance fees, causing financial difficulties for many households, especially the elderly. Currently, buying and selling activities have begun to show signs of improvement. Real estate agent Markus Swotunen stated that reasonable pricing and good marketing are key factors in boosting transactions. The arrival of students in the fall also contributes to increased demand for housing in the area. Online secondhand marketplace Vähänkäytetty.fi has filed for bankruptcy, according to CEO Ossi Salo, due to the fast fashion trend. The company's sales have plummeted since the beginning of this year. Netikirpatorit, based in Oulu, has been operating for 10 years and filed for bankruptcy with the Oulu court on July 10. The company currently owes about €3 million. Ossi Salo mentioned that current consumer trends focus mainly on low prices rather than sustainability and environmental friendliness. The company tried to secure new funding and invested heavily in marketing but was unsuccessful. "We faced a declining market despite aggressive marketing," Salo said. The bankruptcy decision was made after financial negotiations failed. Finnish consumers continue to buy ice cream despite the Russian connections of major producers like Frunnery and Unilever. Frunnery produces products like Pingvini and Aino ice creams, while Unilever owns the Ingman brand. Both have subsidiaries in Russia, but this does not seem to significantly affect consumer choices. Some places like VR and Linnanmäki have stopped selling these companies' products due to their Russian links, but there is no significant change in the overall market. Many consumers said they choose ice cream based on flavor rather than the origin of the manufacturer. However, some people are willing to switch to other products if they are aware of the Russian connections. A house in Oulinsalo was rendered uninhabitable by a fire caused by a charging phone in early July. According to the investigator, although battery fires are rare compared to the number of devices, the risk still exists. Here are some important notes when charging devices. Always charge batteries under supervision, especially if the phone or other device has been damaged. Do not charge or use damaged chargers. Do not charge phones under pillows or between cushions, as the battery can overheat and cause a fire. Check the number and operational status of smoke alarms. Place alarms in rooms prone to fires. For electric bikes and scooters, choose a charging location carefully. Do not charge batteries in exit routes where smoke could obstruct escape. The hot summer has increased the demand for household cooling and refrigeration devices. However, using these devices also carries the risk of water damage. Common causes include device malfunctions, clogged drain pipes, installation errors, or overflowing condensate tanks. According to insurance company reports, the average water damage claim is around €2,500. Minna Lorela from Lahi Tapiola recommends regular maintenance of household cooling and refrigeration devices to prevent water damage. It is advisable to monitor the functionality of the device and follow the manufacturer's instructions for safe usage. Lorela also advises checking the condition of drainage systems, seals, and hoses to detect potential leaks early and avoid major damage.